This is Out Loud and Laughing.
What is up, chosen fam? Welcome back to the podcast where we keep it real, keep it loud, and always keep it laughing. Now, normally we say we have a star on the show, but today we actually have a constellation. Our guest is a queen of 16 crowns, a classically trained powerhouse, and the reigning Miss Congeniality of Drag Race season 16. She's the only queen who can hit a high F and then hit you with a punchline that'll leave you breathless. She's performed with Madonna on the Celebration Tour, brought the house down at Lincoln Center, and today she is joining us right in the middle of her brand new stand up tour. Please welcome the mother of the Blue Mother herself, the incomparable Sapphira Cristál.
Hey,
How is it going?
it's good. Oh yeah, it's fabulous. Oh, that was lovely. I'm not the current reigning Miss Congeniality.
Okay, all right, but you had the crown.
I did have the crown. Because there's now 2 seasons since my
Yeah, I
season.
know. They're cranking them
Yeah,
out.
I mean, it's been 2 years ago. So
What is time anymore,
we're cranking
honestly?
it out. We're cranking out life, honey. I'm cranking it out
Oh
every night,
my
hopefully.
gosh. Well, we are so honored to have you on this pod. You've been taking the stage and have so many more shows. How has the energy been on the One Slew over the Cuckoo's Nest tour so far?
It's great. The people are loving the jokes. That's really I have been known for being an amazing singer. I'm known for being an
Yes.
amazing performer, being an amazing dancer, just being overall amazing, a host even. And I've gotten into stand-up comedy because it really does allow me to do something I really love to do, which is talk. I
Yes.
used to get in trouble in school all the time for talking too much. And it allows me to be funny and allows me to think and allows me to think and not only just think, but put out my thoughts to others and make a connection with others in a way that
Hmm.
singing is you can make a connection in singing. However, not everyone can sing. And not everyone can relate to you in the way that you sing, but a lot more people can relate to you in the way that you feel about the world and what you find funny. And so I find this to be a really wonderful experience, just relating to people and having people say, "Oh, I see you."
I mean, it's so true. And like, more importantly, like, I'm obsessed with the title, right? You describe the show as drag therapy, where you're both the doctor and the patient.
hmm
After 16 pageant crowns and a global drag race run, like, what was the most insane part of your psyche that you had to confront when writing this stand up?
Probably just honestly, I luckily have gone through therapy for a long time before I even got on Drag Race, so that was really wonderful,
Yep.
which you could see when I was on the show. And so I guess a good part of my psyche I had to deal with this that like sometimes I always feel like I'm never doing enough. And I do, and I feel like, yeah, you are doing enough. You are always producing, you're always putting things out, you're always showing up for your fans and showing up for the people who love you. And so I had to kind of wrestle with this notion of there's never enough for you. And I had to get into the point of being grateful for what I've done and giving myself those flowers.
Yeah. No, I think that's important. And I think you've had quite the journey, right? Like, you auditioned, I think, for Drag Race, what was it, 11 times before getting on?
11.
And so
Yeah.
clearly you are a queen that persists and you have that grit, right? So now that you've reached like this superstar level, does no from those 10 times feel a little different and kind of give you that fuel? Because I know for me personally it does. I've heard that no and I'm like, great, I will find my fucking yes, you know?
Yeah. I mean, honestly, once you get to the thing that you really have been trying for, every other no is like, oh, I'll get it. You say no now, but what you don't realize is that I've done no a lot, honey. This is nothing to me. This thing right here, I'm gonna get it.
Yes.
And maybe I won't get it this time, but I'll get it eventually. And you'll wish you had said yes earlier.
Where do you think you get that from?
Well, sometimes I get it from church. I get it
Mm,
from having had many experiences where people were like, no, but then and then later, people, let's say I've dated some people or been
mm.
attracted to some people that I went after and they were like, no, but like a couple years later, they were like, hey, you want to hang out? And I'm like, I will show you what you should have gotten before, but this will be the last time it happens. Like
Correct.
I wanted to smash. So yes, I'm going to. However, that'll be it. Cuz if you couldn't say yes before, then you're just going to have to, get fucked one time. And if it's good, then maybe it will
I
be,
love it.
but I
I love
doubt
it.
it.
Maybe it'll be twice. Maybe twice.
But you
Um,
won't get a ring,
when
honey.
you talk about you won't get the ring. When you talk a little bit about this tour, like, why did you wanna go on this tour?
I love being out there. I love being out in the with the people,
Mm,
and I do love performing, and I'm doing other tours. I've done all sorts of tours. I've done singing tours. I've done musical theater tours. I've done a drag tour with all the girls for Christmas. I've done tours in Australia and England, and I wanted to just take this thing that I love to do. I talk to myself constantly, and I figured, you know what? Let's stop talking to ourselves and start talking to the people. And so that's the one of the main reasons I wanted to come out there. It's because it's like I have this thing. I'm funny. Let's do it.
I mean, and then what's interesting is you talk about, like, you toured with the queens and things like that, but now you get to be on the stage by yourself. Like, this is your jam, this is your voice, this is your comedy. Like, that must feel, like, empowering and really good, you know?
Yes, the funny thing is I actually did do my own tour, immediately after I was on Drag Race. I had the Crystal Ball tour,
Yeah.
and that was me, and I had 2 dancers, and so it was still mainly just me on the stage, entertaining for 2 hours, and that was really, really fun, um, and there's a stand-up set in that show. And honestly, it's funny throughout, but there's a stand-up set in the show. And during that stand-up, I started to realize this is the fun part. Like the rest of it, I have to make sure I'm in good voice. I have to make sure that I can sing. I can make sure that I've stretched. I have to make sure that
Mhm.
that I remember the choreography. All that stuff. I have to make sure that my voice is going to be able to hit those notes that I wrote in my songs. And with the comedy, I could just be me and not have to worry about anything but maybe memorizing what the jokes are. But other than that, in comparison to all those other things, it's like, well, this is the thing I want to do.
Yeah. Can we talk a little bit about, like, what's the costume gonna look like? How what are we thinking about the garm and the dress?
You mean
Tell
the
me.
garments, garments, garments,
There we
not one.
okay, okay, that's I didn't know. I don't know if you were gonna come I didn't know.
Well, I can't. I mean, I think I'm gonna have a lot of things that are, I think I know I'm gonna have a lot of things that are inspired by asylums, by therapists, and just sort of like kind of going in that route. So but still kind of like not only just high fashion, but kind of streetwear as well. Because, I'm gonna be standing up there and I don't wanna be uncomfortable for an hour and 15 minutes or
Mm,
an hour and
correct.
15. So I really wanna make sure that um, not only am I delicious to look at, but I'm also comfortable. So I'll have on some I've already started making some straight jacket couture. I've already started making some naughty nurse and some therapist couture. So we're gonna get some cute looks.
I have no doubt we're gonna see some cute looks.
Mhm.
What when we think about the tour, which I know you've added more dates into April, which is super exciting, how
Yeah.
are you picking these places? Like, how are you deciding on where you wanna go next?
The people say, "Hey, come here," and I say, "All right, I'm coming." Like, As I see a lot of comments saying, "Hey, we want you here. Where are these dates?" And, then you go and talk to the clubs in those places and you try and negotiate something, and sometimes it's worked out and sometimes it hasn't. And so hopefully enough people start pushing for some other places, and we'll try and work out some deals with those venues. It's really about whether or not the venues are available, all that kind of stuff. It's a negotiation.
Well, everyone should be getting their tickets for that show. But I have some other things I want to deep dive in with you because I feel like you have a past that I really am excited to talk about. You used to attend the same church in Houston as Beyonce and Kelly Rowland. I know
I
people have
did.
asked you this before, but I need to ask. You're surrounded by that legendary like destiny, but girl, you are too. So how does that influence, how did it affect your stardom and presence today? Were you like hanging out with them, singing? Like what's the history on that one?
So Beyonce and Kelly are, I think, 42 or something like that. So like,
Right. So a little
and
ahead of you, a little ahead.
I'm 37. So and they kind of started when they were like 16. So when they were 16, I was like 12. I don't know. That is that how it worked? Them 7, 8, 9,
I
10,
think so.
11, 12. So 5. Yeah. So when they were 16, I was like 11 years old. So um I never actually knew them. I've met them, but I never knew them, if that makes sense. Um and so there was no singing together. They were at church, and I had a respect for the church and respect for them in a way that I never tried to approach them during church. And after church, I got my own things to do. I was a young kid in church, and I was also very young in the choir. And so they weren't in the choir; they were Destiny's Child. So I didn't really have much experience with them personally. But in hindsight, Beyonce also went to my high school, and so in hindsight, I do think that I just came from a stock of people who was bound for greatness. Like a lot of the people who I went to school with, who I went to church with, who were in the performing arts are successful. And so like, and when you have that mindset, or when you even look at the fact that I went to church with these people, I'm looking at these people, and at church we're all on the same level. We're all just praising the same God. You know what I mean? And so I feel people are like, "Oh, so you just like Beyonce?" I was like, "Yes." Yes, I am just like Beyonce. Am I making Beyonce's money? No. Am I doing as much as Beyonce was doing at my age? No. However, our journeys are different, but I work just as hard. I work very, very hard. Maybe not just as hard. She's a little insane. I work very, very hard, and I am very successful at what I do, and I'm very proud of what I do, and I try my hardest to make the experience a great one for my fans like Beyonce. I really care about what people experience when they experience me.
I mean, but it's interesting because yes, Beyonce is Beyonce. We can all give her flowers, but like we go back to the whole thing around kind of not wanting to ever really hear, always finding that yes in the sea of no's, right? And you talked about how it all started in the church. So I kind of just want to understand, like, what was instilled in you? Because, like, clearly there's something happening at this church that they're, throwing out some greatness. So what do you think it was? Was it the support of the parishioners? Was it very family? Like, when you deep dive into that a little bit, like, as a boy thinking back, like, what did you feel? What did you like that kind of instilled that? Because I don't think that's in everyone, right?
I don't know that it was necessarily the church. My mother was a person who never let anyone deter me from doing anything I wanted to do. She would yell at my family members, like at her brothers, at her sisters and brothers and her mother, and say, "Do not tell my child that he can't do anything."
Mm.
Like, we encourage whatever he says is like, when I was a child, I wanted to be a firefighter, I wanted to be a wrestler, I wanted to be a golfer, I wanted to be, so many things, and they were like, "Well, how you really wanna be a you wanna be a doctor, you wanna do" No, if he wants to be a professional wrestler, my mom would say, "Okay, we'll put you in a school with a great wrestling program." Okay, we'll put you in a place with a great golf program. Okay, you'll go to Mount Carmel since you want to be a minister. So you'll go to Mount Carmel and you'll learn all about the Bible. And you'll learn Latin and you'll be able to translate from. My mother is like, from the beginning, you will learn how to do the thing so that you have all that you need to know to do this thing. And so when I wanted to get into singing and performing, my mom put me in the choir at church. She got me voice lessons with the person who ran the choir, and it was just my mom said, "You can do it. You just have to figure out how to do it." So when I started drag and wanted to do Drag Race, I was like, "Okay, I can do this." I had a lot of other things going on in my life. I became homeless in Boston. There's so much going on, and I thought to myself, "Oh wait, I can do this. I can do it. I just have to figure out how to do it." And so I got the first no. Okay.
Mhm.
I got the second no. Okay. I just started drag. Okay, this is fine. I get the third no. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I start investing in myself. I start getting better hair. I start learning how to do makeup. Makeup in general starts to evolve.
Mhm.
But that
Yeah.
started in 2009 where makeup just wasn't where it is today. And drag just starts to evolve. And I start to learn what I want to know, what I want to be, because I already knew that I can sing opera, I can do this, but how many people are really interested in that? They're interested in it in a way for a niche, but like, and now I have found, I can bring my niche to the right space and then people will celebrate me wholly. Um, but at the time I was like, I don't know about this. And I was still working on the instrument itself and making it do what it needs to do and what it's doing currently. Um, and then eventually I just started working on myself, just doing the thing that my mom said you have to do. You have to work. You have to learn. You have to learn everything about it. Okay? I need to learn about fashion. If you're going to be a drag racer, you need to learn about fashion, performance, you need to learn about hair, makeup, you need to learn about comedy. You need to learn about acting skills, improv skills. You need to be able to sing. And you don't have to sing well, but you need to know what your voice is. You don't have
Yeah.
to be Beyonce. You don't have to be Usher, but you need to have a voice. I love RuPaul, but she's not winning like best singer of the award, but she is a great, she got some bops. Tell you
Yes.
what, you know what
Mhm.
I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And she knows what her voice is and she does what she does well. And it's those people who are successful. It's those people who refuse to not work, who refuse to take the no's that continue on forward. And it's hard. It's not easy. There are some times that I want to quit, but I don't have a fallback. I didn't prepare for that.
It's the love of it, and I think you say it because I have the same thing in common with you. It's like you have that mom that said, "I'm gonna support you, but if you're gonna do it, let's do it right, and let's put
Exactly.
all of it in, and if you're not, then it's hard to support." So, I completely agree, and it's showing that you're doing it. I also wanna deep dive a little bit into we know sapphire is your birthstone. And we
Hmm.
know that blue is your signature, but you've also
Hmm.
mentioned in interviews that it may not be your favorite color, but it does bring people peace. But since your favorite colors are red and black, is there a red and black version of you that we haven't seen yet? Maybe a more darker, more illusion, villainous side that you might have experimented with?
No.
Nope.
I mean, I do wear a red outfit in my music video, After Hours, and that's very much like Sapphira to me. If you've seen that video, it's sexy. It's still very much, it's powerful, and
Hmm.
that's what I love about the color red. It's very powerful.
Yes, very.
And I love the color red. I love the colors red and black combined. Um, because I actually used to watch a lot of the WWF, and there is a person named Kane, and who has since come out as like a Republican, and now he's like the governor of Knoxville, Tennessee, or something
Which
like
is
that.
all right. Yeah.
He's the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee, or some shit like that. And he, but at the time he was just this big presence, had this long hair, and he would just had no face. He had like a mask on, so you never knew what he looked like, and he would just come and choke slam people and peace, and it'd be this kind of juggernaut of us in a sense, and I've always loved that, and since then I love the color. Well, I've always loved the color red, but since then I love the color red and black together. Um, and I don't know that I have a cane in me. Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
there
Right.
is. No one wants to see it, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah. That's not performative if it happens.
No, like, if you get me to that point, it is
Mhm.
I have fought very hard in therapy and in many different things in my life to not get to that point, and if I don't
Yeah.
get to that point, good for everyone.
Listen, you don't wanna unleash her. I get it. That makes total sense.
No one wants it, I promise you.
All right. Well, I want to transition to our game that we do in Out Loud and Laughing. You are known for your impeccable wigs and your 6 octave range, but we want to see how you handle the range of our rapid fire questions. So today, there's no maybe, it's just this or that. We give you 2 things and you give us the answer. We're going to call this one this or that, the Crystal Ball edition.
Alright, let's do it.
It's time for another round of this or that, the unhinged get to know you game.
All right. So you could answer and feel free to give us a little color if you want to your answer. Okay. First one, a custom gown or a vintage find?
Custom gown, every time. I
Do
love a
you
custom
do you
gown.
sew everything yourself?
I do sew, but I don't sew everything myself.
Okay.
I
Okay.
would rather have someone else do it. I have other things to do, like writing a show, and I've done several. So,
Yes.
I also write a lot of music, so and now I'm producing music. So, like, I have lots of things to do, and sewing is not, one of my passions. It's something that I am capable of doing.
I guess in theory though, if you find a vintage find, you still need to customize it so it fits you.
And
Like
I'm
so it's like
big. There's not a lot of vintage
yeah.
that's gonna fit me, so I that was easy. Custom every time.
Ooh, all right. All right. The standing ovation or the belly aching laugh?
Yeah, oh, yes, both.
Both. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Especially what's coming up. You're in. Okay.
Honey, I love a standing ovation. I've gotten many, many, many of them,
Yes, you have.
and it is one of my favorite things, but a belly aching laugh is it brings me such joy to hear people just go off because of something
Yeah.
I said.
It feels like winning.
It feels like winning every time, and sometimes you're not even trying to make people laugh, and you do.
Right. Okay, do you want the 30-minute beat or the 3-hour transformation?
They're both sickening.
Yeah.
I promise you, they are both sickening. I've had to make a 30-minute beat a lot, and the other my new assistant actually was sitting behind me. The other day I did a rehearsal of my tour. One of the days I did a rehearsal of my tour, and I showed up kind of late. Not late to the show, but late for what I was doing. And I was like, "All right, we have half an hour." And I went boop, and they were like, "You are beat. How did you do that?" And I was like, "Honey." And literally he goes, "You tried it. Are you that girl?" And I was like, "Oh, watch." And I ate the girls
In.
up, honey. The girls were eaten, they were devoured.
All right, you gotta pick one of these. It's the 6 octave high note or the perfect death drop?
Oh, 6 octave high note.
All in. Okay.
I'm 37 years old. I'm not doing no death drops.
That's too much ibuprofen.
And also they're called a dip. Ain't no such thing as a death drop.
All
Well,
right. All right.
honestly, I'll be honest. What they do on Drag Race, that is a death drop.
I mean, I get scared.
It's different. It's
I
different.
I think I'm like, you're gonna hit your head, like, you're
I will say the death drop is modeled after the dip. How about that?
okay, okay. It
The
gives
dip
me
is
anxiety.
the dip is the one that you go, "Ooh," and you
Yeah,
go, "Da da da da." God. But
right.
the death drop is kind of you kind of fall flat.
Correct. Like, your back is like
I used to do this thing that I used to call the death drop, and it's where you fall just like it's a flat fall. I just go boom.
right,
From
okay.
from standing up, I go boom. And it was a part of my and then I rise up like from the waist. And so
Mhm.
it was like I felt I died and then I rose up. And it was something that like I used to do in a lot of performances because, I had some some culturally observant performances. Um and I would do like a hands up and then I'd fall because I got shot and then I'd come back up. And it kills every time, but it also killed my fucking back.
Right. That's the problem, is the age thing. Okay, after we're doing all the performances, this one always gets a controversial answer because someone's either one way or the other. Do you prefer a shower or a bath?
I prefer a shower to get it all off,
Mm-hmm.
and then a bath,
Okay.
and then another shower.
Right. So you do the rinse after the bath, because I do.
Yeah, you have to do a rinse
You
after a
have
bath.
to, right?
Are you gonna sit in the soup and just get out?
Listen, we've gotten all these answers. Some people do.
And they smell like it too.
Mm-hmm. You're sitting in it. You're sitting in it.
Like, you smell like bath water.
And they're like, yep.
That's not a good thing, honey. That's not a good thing.
Okay, do you want the high heel or the high note?
High note. I don't like heels. You know this. Everyone knows this.
Not in. Okay, last one. Do you want the crown or do you want to keep that Miss Congeniality sash?
Excuse me?
Which one?
Of course I want the crown.
Listen, we're just asking the questions.
See, the thing about it is, I got Miss Congeniality,
Yeah.
and I was still up for the crown.
I know. You deserve
So
both.
that's what
That's
I'm
why I'm
saying.
asking. But I'm not a judge, so I'm
I've
just a
already been Miss
watcher.
Congeniality. I'll take the crown now. Thanks. And
Well,
I'll still help people. I'll still be I'll still be that girl.
so you want
But
both.
yes,
You want to, yeah, I get it. You're still, yeah. I like that. Okay.
I'm a Libra. I always like both.
Yeah. Take it all.
Yes. It's got to balance out. There's not one or the other. Okay, now we're balanced. It's because I have them both. Thank you.
Yes. Well, Sapphira, you truly are one of one. Thank you for spending time with us today and for everything you do to uplift the community. Truly, it is needed today. To our chosen fam, if you are in places like St. Louis, Austin, Portland, Seattle, get your tickets for One Slew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. You don't want to miss this fabulously unfiltered diva in action. Sapphira, what can you tell our guests? Where can they follow you? Like, give all the things.
Well, you can follow me on all platforms at Sapphira Cristál. If you want to get tickets to the show, not only we're going to be in Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Austin, we're also going to be in Indiana. We're going
You
to
got a lot
be
of dates.
in Atlanta. I'm coming down to Atlanta, y'all. I'm going down to
Mhm.
Raleigh. I'm going to be in Houston. I'm going to be in Dallas. I'm going to be in Sacramento near San Francisco. So all you San Francisco people, come on up to Sacramento.
Woo!
Come on up.
You are busy.
And you can get tickets at csapphira.com.
I love it. Everyone, go get tickets. Go see her in show. We love you, chosen fam. Stay loud, stay laughing, and we'll catch you next time. Bye, y'all.
This was Out Loud and Laughing.
We're available everywhere you get your podcasts. Spotify, Apple, YouTube, iHeart, or wherever.
It's time for another round of This or That, the unhinged get-to-know-you game.